Do authors love to torture their characters? Well, sometimes they do. Of course, sometimes it creates part of the friction that goes on in a story. But let's talk about this. Conflict is important in any story, but what about torturing the characters themselves? Sometimes it's very effective for suspense, and you really want to see the bad guys get tortured, of course. But, of course, the good guys will get tortured. Your main character, sometimes, absolutely. Should it be done? Would I do it? Well, that's the question today. Actually, later this week it's Friday the 13th, so horror is a very common theme for Friday the 13th. I mean, it spawned a series of movies. And of course, in horror there are a lot of tortures going on. So, to celebrate Friday the 13th, I'm going to be talking about torturing my characters. If you're interested in participating in Author's Answer, I'm going to be giving you a way to do that later on in this video, so please stay tuned and I'll tell you how to participate. Question 54. It's Friday the 13th, well, almost. Horror is a popular genre. Could you torture one of your characters? I write science fiction and fantasy, and these both kind of have a lot of danger going on. Lots of torture does happen, especially in fantasy. There are a lot of deaths, sometimes gruesome. Well, in fantasy, quite often you're using swords and other weapons, so, get limbs hacked off or people being disemboweled or something like that. And occasionally there are torture devices. In fact, one of the books that I read about 3 or 4 years ago, Wizard's First Rule, well, that one contains a huge amount of torture, and I absolutely hated the antagonist for it. He was horrible. Torture can be used in fiction to evoke a very strong emotional response from the reader. And if it's the antagonist getting tortured, then of course the reader is happy, right? Unless it's a sympathetic antagonist. But who knows? If it's the protagonist being tortured, or someone like an innocent bystander, or children. Yeah, I've seen children being tortured in fantasy, actually. Well, that gets people kind of angry. Yeah, they want to see the antagonist pay dearly for it. And whenever I'm reading any kind of torture scenes, of course, it's kind of uncomfortable, but at the same time, I can't stop reading it. I want them to get out of it. I want them to turn the tide, go after the antagonist, and just, beat the crap out of them. And just look at what's popular on TV as well. Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead. A lot of people die. A lot of people die very gruesome deaths, and there's a lot of torture. But people seem to love it. They just want to keep watching. I mean, in The Walking Dead, I've seen some of my favorite characters die, and also in Game of Thrones. But the question is, will I torture any of my characters? Absolutely. I think that I will do it, but only when it's necessary. I don't really like gratuitous torture scenes, and if it's not necessary, I'm not going to do it. Only if it's important for the story itself. And sometimes it's very important for character development. So of course my short answer is yes, I will. So how about you? If you're an author, do you like to torture your characters? And if you're a reader, do you like to read torture scenes? Do you like to see the antagonist get tortured? Do you like to see the protagonist get tortured? I don't think many people do, but let me know in the comment section below. So as I was saying before, if you're interested in participating in Author's Answer, you can definitely do that. Go right up here to this card. That takes you to a video that tells you all about how to participate. And I would love to see your answers to all of these questions. Let me know if you do. If you like this video, then please give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see some more videos about writing from me, then please subscribe down below. And check out those videos over there. You'll probably find something you like. So I'll see you in the next video, which is tomorrow.